And we're back. Welcome, bottom of the mountains. I know, you guys are sick of this shirt yet? Because I'm not going to have 3 different days this week where I have time to do it. And I have discovered if I try to record before the sun comes up, which is when I have time, it looks weird. Because then I look like a cartoon because the lighting is all weird or something. I don't know. It looked weird last time. So, welcome to Bottom of the Mountains. And I've done on the 2026 trio that's happening today. I think there's only going to be 3 that I record today. We did gratitude, right? We did what the right now of it, because new year, but not a lot has changed. Because last year was just like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever this gets posted, however long ago. Okay, but what I did want to say, because I know I have told you guys, like, I do all of the bring in the new year things. There is salt everywhere. There is salt on the windowsills. There is salt on the door. I blew the cinnamon in. I have a money bowl. I have saged the house. I didn't wash anything on New Year's Day. Didn't know there was no laundry. There was no anything. I do sit and I meditate and I post I write all my goals down. I burn them. I know which one is my responsibility. And just because you guys saw me burning it and everything, the one that it is right in front of me, the one that is my responsibility was steadily moving forward in being booked solid with photography and having art in a gallery or a museum. I had those both on one page, and that's the one that I did not burn that ends up being my responsibility. The one that ended up being my responsibility for last year was that I got all of my stuff back from the studio when they locked it up, and I achieved that. So I hope to achieve this one too. I plan on it. It's my one thing out of my 13 wishes, if you will. So as I'm doing all of that and I am preparing for this year and I am getting rid of the things that I didn't want from last year and I'm bringing in the things that I do want from this year, when you are going through that, what is the word? That phase, that moment, that time that you're, before the new year, right after the new year, and you're kind of getting it all together. Because I also realize that spring would be the new year, but I also do it on this calendar where it's just new year. And then my birthday is in February. So then I revisit everything. I've had a month. Where have I struggled? What have I brought in? I've got that first month. And then we have spring, which is like when the earth feels the new year and comes back to life, right? And I kind of do it in stages, right? Because I think it is important to revisit all of, rather than just, I'm going to lose 50 pounds or 60 pounds or 100 pounds or 10,000 pounds or gain it, whatever it is. I don't want to gain it. I don't want to just say it on January 1st and then revisit it on December 31st and be like, oh, never did that. No, I have little checkpoints, right? But while I'm going through, kind of just taking inventory, just being quiet, being silent, visiting myself, if you will, I looked back on 2025 and can I say I've never wanted to hug myself more than I did when I look at the girl who had to go through 2025. People say, like, look at the little you and like, what would you say to her? Would you hug her? Would you, or him, whatever. Yeah, you think of like little you, what you thought then and what it is now. And if you could talk to little you, I have never felt that bigger than when I look at 25-year-old me. Because that girl came into 2025 terrified. People had locked up my business. They were suing me. I was having to find an attorney without the ability to work. Friends and family were donating money because we were also in the middle of this medical crisis with my husband. And oh my God, like I started off like feeling like I was just being eaten by sharks, right? Because Holy crap. My chair's crooked. It was too much. And I just kind of day by day, you just got to do what you got to do. Like, what do we got to do today, Vern? At the time, I didn't have a second job. So my whole job was just trying to book stuff, which, mind you, I couldn't even do until February because I didn't even have my stuff. Then it was all in a storage unit, so I still kind of didn't have my stuff. Then I had to get 2 storage units down to 1, so everything was shoved into 1, and I kind of still didn't have my stuff. And then I've got to figure out how to make my living room into a studio, so I'm doing jobs as fast as I can, and I'm so frantic, and I'm trying to move stuff from storage to here, but I don't have room in my house to move a studio into here. And I've got to make money though. I have to book these things. Mind you, my husband's spending 70% of the time in the hospital. So I'm trying to book things, but I'm trying to take care of him, and I am getting so many phone calls at this point from people, not in a general sense, but a certain group of people that they want to know everything he's going through. They want to know everything I'm doing. They want to know everything we're working on. They want to know what I've booked, what money I'm making, what am I going to do? Why haven't I done this? Why haven't I done that? Why am I not at the hospital with him? Well, if I'm in the hospital, why am I not at home making money? I went through 2025 basically not being able to win, but not realizing it. I actually was putting all of it on me. I realized it was, the expectations were insane. I got it. But I kind of still thought, like, that's just it's what I have to do, because on paper it's what I had to do, right? I had to be with him at the hospital. I had to be home making money. I had to have a fully booked studio without a studio in a town that wasn't even where my studio was. And like, I was drowning. And instead of this certain group of people, not everybody, I am not pointing the finger at everybody. Nope. But there was a certain group of people that, man, they were not throwing a lifeline at all. They were throwing so much judgment and rudeness, and it was being fed by, I mean, it felt like everybody, although it wasn't everybody, because my mom was phenomenal. My friends were phenomenal. However, aside from that, there was a lot of judgment. There was a lot of, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I remember being told I needed to get a job and just find a way to get there. I could walk, and where I needed to go to get the job. And it was a 4-hour and 17-minute walk, and being told, you need to do what you have to do. So like, the expectations that were set for me were huge. I couldn't win. The whole entire sentiment was that I wasn't enough. I kept being told I wasn't enough. You know what? You're not making enough. You're not booking enough. You're not doing enough. You're not caring enough. You're not home enough. You're not at the hospital enough. You're not doing enough to get a studio. You're not doing enough to get work. You're not posting enough. My entire year was being told I wasn't enough, or hearing complaints that somebody else was talking about the fact that I wasn't enough. I wasn't working fast enough. The money wasn't coming in fast enough. Like, it was nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking. And I just kept trying to be enough. And I didn't realize it until the end of 2025, when I decided that the word I was going to have for 2026 was enough. Because I just wanted to be enough. Just wanted to do enough, like everything enough. Because that's what I thought I lacked in 2025, was being enough. So my whole goal in 2026 was just, be enough, right? And then I realized my word for 2025 was Phoenix. Because I wanted to rise out of all of the crap that we were in. And instead of rising, I was doubting myself and feeling like I wasn't enough, just trying to be enough. I didn't rise because I didn't trust myself. I was trying to be enough for everybody else. Not taking away the, yeah, I had to make some money. Yeah, I've got bills to pay. Yeah, I had to take care of some shit, right? I am not taking away from that. I'm not denying that. I am not doubting that. But the background music that was playing was that I was just trying to be enough for everybody else, right? I was going about everything wrong. I was going about everything. I was called lazy. I am not lazy. And I realized I wasn't the Phoenix that everything I was going to try to do in 2025, I killed it off myself slowly by trying to be enough for what everybody else said I needed to be or needed to do, or just, I just tried to be enough. And then it pissed me off because I traded my Phoenix vibe for an enough vibe. And then I was willing to carry it into 2026, still trying to do the same damn thing. Do you hear me right now? Yeah. How many of you have done that too? So if anybody tells you you're not enough, but you know that you are truly doing everything you can do. I have said numerous times to my husband, like, I keep saying I'm doing all I can do, but I say it defensively, right? It's when I'm being told I'm not doing enough that I'm like, no, I'm genuinely doing all I can do. I'm not going to do that again. I am not. So my word for 2026 is not enough. And it's also not Phoenix, because I feel like the point that I have found myself in, and kind of the corner I backed myself in a little bit, like there is definitely not a poor me vibe to this, but where I am right now, I don't need to Phoenix out of it. I'm not rising from ashes, and I'm also not trying to be enough for what anybody else thinks I need to do. My word's intentional. I need to be intentional. My goal for this year is to be intentional, not listen to people telling me that I'm not enough when I know I am. People not telling me how I need to make money when I know what I'm good at, when I know what I love, when I know how I'm best at making money. I just want to be intentional. I want to be very intentional. I don't want any knee-jerk reactions. I don't want any decisions made out of anger or resentment or fear. Because honestly, like that, I think I made every decision last year out of those because I didn't know what to do. I wasn't necessarily wrong. I didn't know what to do. I was trying to listen to everybody's advice, but also look at my own situation. And I was spread so thin in trying to do everything I could do. And there's still going to be an element of that, right? Like I am still fighting bankruptcy situations. And you know what? When life happens, whatever that decision is, which by the time this goes, we'll already know that, but you won't know it yet because I'm not that fast. But whatever that decision is when it comes to bankruptcy, if we get to do it or if we're denied, whatever that is, I will then need to be intentional about how I handle that and the decisions that we make going forward. Am I right? I just will need to be intentional. When it comes to, this job that I have, the second job that I have, and what I love about it and what I don't love about it, I need to be intentional about handling those things. I need to be intentional about my health. I need to be intentional about my weight. I need to be intentional there, right? Anything in life, if we're just being intentional about it, I feel like, you know what, mistakes are going to happen. I in no way think I'm going to just sail through this year as jagged as everything is in my life right now, and has been. That's why we started this. I don't think it's going to shoot straight up. I didn't think that. I just hope I handle things a little truer to myself. I know I'm going to screw up. I know it. I'm an artist. It's what we do. We screw up, and that's also how we create. So there's not going to be like some big 2026 revelation, right? Where it's like, unless like I win the lottery or something. According to the psychic, in February, things are going to change. I don't know. I know it's just a few weeks away, so I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. You know what? I hope that changes. My husband gets a kidney transplant, and that also helps things along. However, it won't change things for me and my plans, because it might make them easier, but it's not going to change them. I'm very excited about this year. I'm excited about getting back on my feet. I am excited about getting back to myself. Those are the things that I really, really want for this year. I want to be, obviously, you know, the golden goal is what my wish was. I want to be fully booked. I want to be joyfully and artfully successful. And but regardless of any financial goals or business goals, I want to come back to myself. I do not want to enter 2027 wishing I could hug the 2026 me like I do the 2025 me. I will say I've never felt that before. And I hugely feel it right now. Man, I wish I could hug 2025 Robin, because man, she heard some shit and she went through some shit. And you know what? It wasn't fair. It's not the worst. You know what my husband's going through, it isn't fair. I get that the world isn't fair, but there were some people that should have been in my corner because they knew what I was going through that weren't. And that wasn't fair. I should not have been in the position of feeling like I wasn't enough for a whole year. That wasn't fair. It wasn't fair at all. So, and I say that realizing life ain't fair, but those people were not fair to me. And it ain't the first time. So lesson learned. So 2026, I'm going to be intentional. And if I get on here and I'm being reckless or I'm being stupid, call me out. Be like, girl, go be intentional. Go take care of your stuff. You got this, right? Like, we all need to hear that. So if you need to hear that you got this, you got this. Friend, you got this. Because we do, even when life is lifing and we think we don't got this, we got this. So the message for this one is you got this. And I haven't been giving homework, and I should have. Because after that first one, I should have said, we know, like, what are you grateful for? What's your gratitude list for 2025? What were, in the midst of 2025, what was the good stuff? Because there's always good stuff. And on that second one where I explained the whole bankruptcy thing, you know what I'm grateful for? I'm grateful for not having fear. It might be naive. Should be scared shitless. I might be living in a tent in a month or two. I cannot see the future. I hope that is not the case. But right now, I feel like whatever happens, we will handle it the best we can handle it. And as for this one, the homework, just don't be afraid. Know that you got it. You're enough. And if you are doing all you can do, it's all you can do, man. If you are sitting there not doing a damn thing and whining, well, then you can do better. You can do better. Take a minute. Whine for a minute. And then, you know what? Go do the best you can do, because it's all we can do. So 2026, let's go be intentional. Whatever your word is, be intentional about that word. And rise up. You're enough. Be intentional. Spread the joy. Let the joy bubbles start touching like we talked about. We want that. We want that. Love you guys. And I promise I'm gonna paint the intro, but I just haven't yet. Mwah! Boop.